In the past, I did videos on how many of these morgues are running out of space because of the high number of drug deaths that are going on around the country. And I did these stories over 2 years ago. Many of you will remember this, especially if you've been with me from the beginning all the way up until now. And it is no secret that drug deaths are really the number one killer in America. It surpasses homicides, car accidents, and it's just many things. So I have done stories in the past on coroner's offices that had to rent trailers, refrigerated trailers, rent space in neighboring buildings, or they had to just expand the morgue to add more space. So right now, Idaho, they are running out of space for bodies due to drug overdose deaths. I mean, believe it or not, you have to factor in even what I did a video on a few days ago about the retail apocalypse. This is why. There are fewer people out here that are working and shopping, and all of it tied to the drug addiction going on in this country. It's not something that the staff at Ada County Coroner Office want to do or even talk about, but they run out of space. There really isn't an option other than stacking bodies. Stacking, however, doesn't mean the staff is piling bodies on top of each other. It means that they might have to put two smaller people side by side on the same autopsy table. We want each decedent to have their own table. From a family point of view, it's really insensitive to stack, said Ada County Coroner Dottie Owens, who was reelected to her second 4-year term last November, and noted that known homicide cases have to have their own table for evidence preservation. The cooler at the coroner's office, where bodies are held until they are released to funeral homes, is operating right at capacity most days. It can hold 15 to 18 bodies without stacking. If there are more than 10 bodies, the additional ones have to go on cots and smaller folding tables to fit. The number of bodies that have been processed at the coroner's office has grown significantly in recent years, according to data provided by Owens. Last year, the office took 727 bodies, including 152 out of county autopsies, up from 417 bodies, including 92 out of county autopsies in 2011. That's a 74% increase in 7 years. The coroner says 7 factors, many of them quite sad, are keeping the cooler full: population growth, drug overdoses, suicides, and an increase in number of unclaimed bodies. Wow. She worried that a weekend when there's a couple of multiple casualty incidents, such as the recent quadruple fatal crash on Cherry Lane near Meridian, could create an overflow. They are busting at the seams, said David Dembowski, owner and funeral director of Boise Funeral Home. The general public, as a rule, doesn't place a lot of value or knowledge in this because it isn't something they normally deal with. But when it winds up Um, on their watch, the coroner's office is a big deal. Boise metro area ranks number 7 on the list of the fastest growing regions in the country, the Statesman reported last year. The US Census said population growth numbers showed that 34 people move to Ada County per day, over 1,000 per month from July 2016 to July 2017. As we continue to grow at 1,000 people a month or whatever we're growing at right now, this is going to become more of a problem more quickly, Owen said. Yeah, see, you may be moving in a lot of junkies. Ada County Coroner's Office, also called the Morris Hill Morgue, is at 5550 Morris Hill Road, just east of Curtis Road. It's a 2-story building and it is 26,742 square feet. That's a pretty big building. But the county-owned building was built as a warehouse in 1966 and remodeled to accommodate the coroners in 2002, and it houses more than just Owen's office. In fact, the coroner occupies 13,000 square feet, or about half the building, according to a comprehensive study of county buildings released last June. The morgue also has 2 autopsy suites in a room that is about 200 square feet. The cooler freezer unit where bodies are stored is about 26 feet by 21 feet, or 550 square feet, a floor plan provided by Stateman's show. The bodies are brought in and out of the building via a ramp on the west side. They are moved from a van to a funeral cot or gurney and then weighed and rolled into the morgue. Autopsies are generally done on weekdays unless there's a homicide or other special situation that warrants it on the weekend. The general public never sees the morgue, in part because it's a secure area of the building where evidence must be protected from tampering and theft. There are no family viewings of bodies there. The rest of the building is used for general storage, Ada County Sheriff's Office felony arrest records, county office furniture, and supplies for the county jail. So, I know from the drug addiction stories that I told you in the past that all of these drug fatalities are viewed as homicides. And that hasn't changed. They still view it as a homicide. Excuse me. And whew, this is the sign of the times, y'all. Now, when I did my other story, it was in places like Ohio was a big place. West Virginia, that was another place where they were running out of space. Wow. You don't think about this stuff happening, but things are so bad in this country. And it's a lot worse than they ever will tell you. They are never going to give you the true numbers. Just remember that, of the people that are dying. You are always going to get the watered down version from this government. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace, family.